Hi Noon, it's Breanne here, and I'm going to be doing the controversial parenting tag because we all know how serious I can be, and I figure you should know my opinions on every issue. The first thing is my hair. I figure I'm about to lose a bunch of subscribers anyway, so why do my hair? I only have like so much time in the day, okay? So I'm going to jump right in. Obviously these are my opinions. That's my little disclaimer at the very beginning. Like, you don't have to agree with me at all. And so the first question is, am I pro-life or pro-choice? And I think for me, I am pro-choice. I definitely think that your baby should make that choice for themselves. So I would just wait until your baby is here and then ask them whether or not they would like to live or die. That's just me. I get that choice every day, and sometimes I do question that, but I am alive now, and that is my decision, and I'm happy with it. So yeah, and I'm also pro-adoption. It's actually National Adoption Month, Awareness Month. And so I'm going to be talking more about that next week, if you're interested in that. The second one is baby wearing. Okay, so with my third child that we just had, 7 weeks old, we're doing things very differently. And when I first heard of baby wearing, I admit I was like confused by it. I'm like, baby wearing? What do you mean? Is this like Silence of the Lambs or something? But I had my first son a long time ago, and it just wasn't something that people really did. And so my sister, who's younger than I am, is a mom now, and when she started doing it, I was like, oh my gosh, what are you doing? Because we went to a blueberry patch, and she's like, I just wish I could like set her down for a second. And I'm like, yeah, get a stroller. And she's like, oh, well, let me explain something to you. And I was like, okay. So one of the things about me is that I am welcome to new ideas, and I would like to consider myself I would like to consider myself someone who can speak, but that's unfortunately not true. No, I would like to be a lifelong learner, and so I welcome your opinions too, because I have changed my mind on things, and I'm fine with that. And I have worn Betsy quite a bit, and I have a Moby wrap. Actually, my sister has a Moby wrap, and I stole it. But anyway, I'm also looking into getting an Ergo or a Mai Tai. I haven't made up my mind yet, but I love it, and it makes so much sense, and I wish that I would have thought of this or known about this with my other kids, because it's really fun. And she sleeps really great on it. The third one is circumcision. I'm surprised that's controversial, but I understand why. So again, 100 years ago when I had my son, it was really the norm in where I'm from, to do that, to circumcise. And so that's just what I've been familiar with and what my husband's been familiar with. Again, the older I get and the more that I'm informed, I understand why circumcision is no longer sorry, is being considered not an option. And so if I had another son, I would definitely consider not doing it, actually. The only reason why I would say, yeah, go ahead and do it is just because the people in my family are already, you're welcome. Yeah, it's kind of personal information, huh? But anyways, that's just where that is. Number 4 is adoption, and like I mentioned previously, I am for adoption, and I would love to adopt someday. It's not something that my family is currently considering or anything like that, but it's something that we support and feel strongly about, and I would definitely, if we don't personally adopt, I would love to be involved in helping to finance, or help someone finance. Yeah, hold on just a second. Let me write you a check. But yeah, I totally would be in support of helping somebody that I know who wants to adopt do that financially. I would love to help someone, like, this is weird, and this is like very specific. But anyways, I've always thought, like, if a teenager, I really love teenagers, and if a teenager had a baby and they didn't think that they could parent at the time, that I would love to help with that too. So then the fourth or fifth thing, who cares, is baby piercing, which I guess is ears, I'm hoping. My daughter got a nose ring. She looks awesome. Anyways, my daughter, when she was little, we did pierce her ears when she was 9 months old, which is like probably shocking to some people. My husband is Hispanic and comes from like a culture that's just more done at an early age. And honestly, I didn't really think about it. I have pictures though of when we pierced her ears, and if I would have seen her face, because I'm holding her like this, and if I would have seen her face, I probably wouldn't have done it. So I'm not sure we're going to do it with our baby now. Like I said, I'm living and learning, and I'm okay. Okay, the next one is breastfeeding or formula feeding. I am not ready to talk about that. I am in so as you know, we have a 7-week-old baby. I'm tired. And we breastfed, of course, we breastfed, if you have been watching our videos. And I don't want to talk about it yet. Okay, so I'm going to be doing a video on that, and I'll probably lose a lot of subscribers on that one too. Stay tuned. Then the next one is spanking. Do we spank or do we not spank? I have spanked both of my kids before, not the baby, and I don't think that, and that was from, how I was disciplined as a child, but I can say that it's not productive, and it's not something that I would agree with or think that is a useful tool. I think that from what I've experienced, it doesn't do anything except for make the situation worse and alienate yourself from your child, and I think that it's ridiculous. So I have done it, I've learned from that, and I don't think it's helpful. So don't do it. Now the next one is co-sleeping. This is another live and learn situation because we are co-sleeping with our baby, and co-sleeping right next to our bed. She has her own space, but she's in our room, and I hear everything that she does, and we're right like within, like, I can touch her any time. Versus my other kids had a crib, their own room, their own balances, and little light switch covers, and everything was like and it's not like that anymore. Like, we moved on from the indoctrination of Babies R Us. So co-sleeping, love it. Again, that was something that I had to learn, and I kind of learned a lot from my sister on that one as well. Then the next one is home versus public versus private versus charter schooling. I could not homeschool. We have considered that in the past, and basically thought I would pursue it until it became to like a brick wall, and it was like day one. I was like, and never mind. So that just wouldn't work. For my kids, my son would probably do just fine with it. My daughter would not. But I think that, like, it's totally awesome if parents can do that, because I just wouldn't have I'm not a teacher. Public school, my kids go to public school, and we live in an area, thankfully, where they're great. And that was one of the reasons why we moved to that wonderful house that we have. It's for sale, by the way, if you're interested. Not really, but it should be. But we love our schools, and private school and charter schooling, yeah, hold on, let me write you a check. I think that they're great, and I actually went to private school for a long time, but yeah, it's expensive and not necessary in my area. Vaccines. Do you vaccinate your kids? I do vaccinate my kids. It was probably about, my dog, oh my goodness, it was probably about 7 years ago when I first started hearing people not vaccinating. And so I've read a lot about it, and I've, for our family, we've come to the decision that we do want them vaccinated, and I'm fine with that. And I also have my kids' vaccines spread out more. And my pediatrician doesn't. They don't have like a alternative vaccinating schedule, but I do, because I just miss my appointments. So or I won't make my appointments for right back to back. So anyways, I do it on my own, and my pediatrician just thinks that I'm like unreliable. The next one is medicating babies. Do I medicate babies? Well, if you've watched any of my videos, you know that my daughter is currently on prolife, and I love it. And that was not the first thing that we went to. So I would say that we really, really don't want to jump to medication, and we'll like look at a whole bunch of different things, and we did, and her case was severe enough that she needed medication, and it has changed her life. Like, she was in pain for the first over a month of her life, screaming in pain. And so if a medicine can come in and help that and make her life better and help her get sleep and help her to eat, because she wasn't doing either one of those things, then yes, but it's definitely not the first thing that we go to. Okay, cloth versus disposable diapers. Again, live and learn. I did disposables with, well, I'm actually doing disposables with my daughter now too, but we also are cloth diapering. So we're about probably 80-20, and the reason why is because at night, she keeps waking up with the cloth diapers. So I think that's just something that I need to like find more about. But for the most part, we are cloth, but I'm not like freaked out by disposables. Like, I've done that, and I'm like fine with it. The cry it out method, everybody has like their own ideas of what cry it out is, but like as far as like putting your baby in their room and letting them cry until they like pass out or like they finally fell asleep, it was so weird. Absolutely not. Like, I have a physical reaction, and I'm sure most moms do, when their kids cry, and it's like you physically know inside something's wrong, and I just can't walk away from that. That being said, I do let them cry some. Like, I don't think that crying is bad. So and you know the difference of your baby's cries. If they're just like, and cry for a minute and then they stop. But for the most part, I'm going to go in and I'm going to at least assess the situation and see how everything is going. When my daughter is taking a nap, and it's her nap time, I will go in and comfort her, which I feel like is our job, and go and comfort her, but I don't pick her up unless I can tell that there's something wrong for sure. But yeah, I go in and comfort her during nap time, and then sometimes she does cry, but I don't just leave her to fend for herself. Good luck, baby. So that is the controversial parenting tag. If you're still talking to me, that's awesome. But yeah, it's our own opinions, and I think that like you can't be hard on someone else for the way that they think. I think that you can learn from them, and I definitely am open to learning more. So if you heard something that I said and you were like, oh my gosh, I just can't believe it, and I'm gonna like leave you a long message. Unfortunately, you only get so many characters on YouTube, so just keep pushing enter. I'm just kidding. I really would like to hear more of what you think, and yeah, tell your friends.